You just browsed for a shirt online, and minutes later, that exact shirt starts appearing everywhere you go. Or perhaps you typed travel into Google, and by the next morning, your inbox is flooded with hotel discounts. Sound familiar? It almost feels like the internet is reading your mind. In reality, there is no magic involved. It usually begins the moment you click Accept All on a website, an action that triggers a tracking system known as cookies. But what exactly are cookies, and why do they seem to know us so well? To solve this mystery, let's travel back to 1994, where it all began. In 1994, the internet was still in its infancy. At that time, websites had almost no memory. They didn't remember if you had logged in or which items you were selecting. The moment you moved to another page, everything immediately reset to its original state. To solve this problem, a young Netscape engineer named Lou Montulli came up with a simple idea. Instead of making the server remember every single user, let the user's own browser store the information. And just like that, the cookie was born. You can imagine the internet as a forgetful delivery driver. Every time he finishes delivering data, he immediately forgets who you are. So, when you visit a website, the server sends along a small sticky note. For example, this user is logged in, and there are 3 items in their cart. The browser saves this note. The next time you return, the browser hands that note back to the server. Thanks to this, the website recognizes you instantly, and you can simply keep browsing for your next item. As convenient as that sounds, have you ever wondered why a website forgets you the moment you close it, yet other times it remembers you a month later? That is because cookies are not all the same. They are divided into 2 groups with opposing roles. The first type is the session cookie. This one is like a temporary helper who only stays to assist while the browser is open. The moment you exit, they leave, and all the notes automatically vanish. The second type is the persistent cookie. This one acts like a true butler, staying on your computer for months. They help remember everything down to the smallest details, like your preferred dark mode interface or your favorite language. However, there are limits to using cookies. Each cookie is typically restricted to a very small capacity, only about 4 kilobytes. This means they are only large enough to store basic settings or login statuses. They cannot hold complex data or large files. But the biggest limitation of cookies is this: a cookie created by one website cannot be read by another. For example, if you log into Facebook.com, Facebook's cookie can only be read by Facebook. A different site, like Amazon.com, would have no way to access that specific cookie. Sounds fairly secure, right? But the story isn't that simple. Even though one website cannot read another's cookie, advertising companies found a workaround. They embed their own snippets of code into thousands of different websites. Think of the Facebook like button or Google's ad systems. Every time you open a page containing these snippets, your browser has to contact their servers. When that happens, their cookies are sent along too. This allows them to know exactly which website you just visited, even if that site doesn't belong to them. These are third-party cookies, tiny pieces of code planted by ad networks. They track your behavior as you move from one site to another, recording what you search for, which products you view, and even things you might be interested in. That is why the moment you search for a pair of shoes on Google, you'll soon see ads for those exact shoes appearing on Facebook, Instagram, or other news sites. Because of this persistent shadowing, many people on the internet liken tracking cookies to a toxic ex. They just never seem to let you go. So, how can you protect yourself from third-party tracking? The answer lies in your own habits. Whenever a website asks for your consent regarding cookies, don't be in a hurry to click Accept All. Instead, pay attention to two other important options. If you don't want to overthink it, simply select Reject All. Your browser will then only keep the essential cookies needed for the website to function, while everything else is blocked immediately. Alternatively, you can choose Customize. Here, you can toggle individual settings, for instance, allowing the site to remember your language while forbidding it from tracking your shopping behavior. And that's not all. The tools you use to browse are also vital. Consider using Firefox, Brave, or Safari. These browsers are famous for automatically blocking third-party cookies by default. They help you browse more privately, rather than leaving a trail of your habits all over the internet. And here is the final irony. Why is this simple technology named after a cookie? The name has absolutely nothing to do with food. It stems from an old programming term called magic cookies, used in the 1970s and 80s. Back then, computer engineers used this term to describe small packets of data passed between programs. Lou Montulli simply borrowed the name. Plus, do you remember that famous meme that went viral across the internet? Every time I go on a website, I click Accept Cookies, yet here I am. Still haven't received a single cookie. So frustrating. Millions of people shared it because it's just too relatable. Websites always promise that cookies help improve your experience. But sometimes, the thing that improves the most is the advertiser's wallet. Don't let these sweet cookies give away all your secrets on the internet. Every time we hit Accept All, we are unintentionally signing an agreement that allows them to track us. So, the next time you're browsing, instead of clicking out of instinct, take 5 seconds to look closely at that notification and boldly decline if it feels unnecessary. If there are any other everyday phenomena you'd like to decode, leave a comment below. I'll help you explore them in the most simple and engaging way possible. For now, click the video in the corner of your screen to discover other surprising secrets hidden right in the world around us.